There is a relationship that many people always hope will be resolved, a relationship that seems to have no solution. That is the relationship between Tom Cruise and his biological daughter, Suri Cruise. Since Tom distanced himself from Suri for the past 12 years, many people have been wondering about the distance between father and daughter. Tom Cruise, one of the most famous stars in Hollywood, and Suri, the beautiful and passionate little girl, could there be a day when they will reunite? However, another perspective arises from a former member of the Scientology sect, a sect to which Tom was once a prominent member. According to him, the relationship between Tom and Suri is no different from that between enemies. What happened to turn a family relationship into such a complex and distant one? Tom and Suri's story touches the emotions of millions of people. Have you ever felt like you've faced a similar relationship, a relationship you want to resolve but don't know where to start? What makes this relationship so difficult? And what will you do to resolve it? Let's explore and reflect on these questions together. On April 18th, Suri Cruise celebrated her 18th birthday in New York, USA. It was a special day for this beautiful girl, but, like in previous years, Suri only had her mother by her side. Since 2012, Suri has always had her mother, Holmes, by her side on her birthdays. Her famous father, Hollywood's top star, Tom Cruise, is often busy with his filming schedule. At that time, he was more than 5,632 kilometers away in London, working on a film production. The distance between father and daughter has lasted for 12 years. Although many hope that one day the two will be able to reunite, so far, this remains only a distant dream. Each of Suri's birthdays is a meaningful but lonely moment. A lovely girl, she has grown up and become more beautiful without her father by her side to share her joy and happiness. It is truly a sad thing. One undeniable fact is that Suri Cruise is becoming more and more like her father, Tom Cruise. The resemblance in their appearance and personalities not only evokes sympathy for the girl but also prompts criticism of the indifference of the actor born in 1962. Suri, with her sparkling eyes and sweet smile, bears a striking resemblance to her father. The similarity between Suri and Tom is not only in appearance but also in personality. Every day, the girl grows up, carrying the traits of her famous father. This similarity not only increases public sympathy for Suri but also raises questions about the indifference of Tom Cruise, the father whom the girl has had to live apart from for many years. For many years now, while those involved may have moved on, audiences still hope for the day when father and daughter will reunite. However, a former member of the Scientology sect is less optimistic. Former high-ranking member Karen de la Carrière told the Daily Mail that while most people believe there are many rules preventing the mission, impossible actor from seeing his daughter, there is only one main reason, and it could mean that this famous father-daughter pair may never communicate again. Katie is seen as a suppressive person, while Suri is broadly spoken of as a potential trouble source, Karen said. Those familiar with Scientology are likely to be familiar with terms like suppressive person and potential trouble source. These are important terms within the Scientology community, marking a division between those who are supportive and those considered enemies of the sect. A suppressive person is someone the sect views as an enemy, someone who engages in actions against the sect or threatens its development. They are isolated and seen as dangerous to the Scientology community. A potential trouble source is one step down from a suppressive person but still poses a risk to the sect. These individuals are associated with suppressive persons, and while they may not directly engage in actions against the sect, they have the potential to become enemies of the sect in the future. This shows that Scientology has a tightly controlled internal system, willing to sacrifice family ties or friendships to protect and maintain consensus within the community. For some, this raises concerns and controversy about mind control and personal freedom. Karen further stated that in an opposing position, Tom Cruise cannot bond or connect with his daughter, Suri. This reflects an important characteristic of Scientology, where the primary goal is always the organization. In this sect, the top priority is always the organization, and family is only considered important to the extent that it is connected to the organization. This means that if a member of the sect feels threatened by someone considered a risk, such as a suppressive person or a potential trouble source, they may be encouraged or even compelled to cut off all contact with that person, including family. This can diminish the connection and bond within family relationships and create an insurmountable distance between parents and children. This has sparked much controversy and concern about the sect's influence on family relationships and the personal freedom of its members. This revelation may explain the fact that Tom Cruise highly values his two adopted children, Connor and Isabella, who are also members of the Scientology sect, but he is not present in the life of his only biological daughter, Suri. In Scientology, compliance and ensuring the stability of the organization are always top priorities. This may be why Tom has chosen to strongly bond with his two adopted children, Connor and Isabella, both of whom are members of the sect. However, with Suri, things seem different. Due to the conflict between the goals of the organization and personal relationships, Tom may have been unable to connect or bond with Suri as he did with his two adopted children. Although she is his only biological daughter and was once doted on, with the priorities of the sect, maintaining a relationship with Suri may not have been prioritized. This explains why Tom Cruise may have a strong bond with his two adopted children but is not present in the life of Suri, his only biological daughter. This also highlights the influence of the Scientology sect on the personal decisions and family relationships of its members. Former bodyguard of Tom Cruise, Brendan Teig, also agrees with Karen's perspective on the relationship between Tom and Suri. He shared, "Basically, when it comes to Scientology mindset, there's a disconnection policy. When it's strictly enforced, there's no room for emotions. As long as Suri is with her mother, she can't connect with her father." This statement further highlights the influence of the Scientology sect on Tom Cruise's family relationships. This disconnection policy makes it more difficult for Tom to maintain a relationship with Suri, leading to an increasing distance between father and daughter. Although Tom Cruise may have tried to maintain a relationship with his daughter, the pressure from the sect and the disconnection policy have made this increasingly difficult and complex. This highlights the contrast between personal goals and organizational goals within the Scientology sect and underscores the pain and difficulty of family relationships in this context. Another opportunity for Tom Cruise and his biological daughter to reunite would be if Tom decided to renounce the Scientology sect. However, this possibility is quite unlikely for someone like Tom, who is famously devoted to the sect. He didn't hesitate to part ways with his two ex-wives, Nicole Kidman and Katie Holmes, along with his only biological daughter, to remain loyal to Scientology. Furthermore, Tom's position within the sect is not a normal one. Insiders claim that Tom Cruise ranks second only to the leader, David Miscavige, within the hierarchy of the sect. This means that if Tom were to leave Scientology, he would face strong opposition from the organization. Moreover, even if Tom Cruise wanted to leave Scientology, the organization wouldn't easily let him go. Tom is not only a famous star but also a significant financial contributor to the sect. His generosity has helped Scientology to survive and thrive over the years. Therefore, in this context, a reunion between Tom Cruise and his daughter, Suri, seems to be a very difficult and unlikely occurrence. This underscores the complexity and pain of family relationships within a community where the rules and values of the sect sometimes take precedence over family bonds.